Hi, everybody. This is Angel Arts, and welcome to yet another finalist. We are interviewing Mekael today. Say hi to the audience, Mekael.
Hi.
And Mekael is, like I said, is really pumped and excited, and we're just gonna spend some time to get to know you a little bit better, Mekael. So hopefully you'll have some fun.
Woohoo.
Okay.
Uh,
Um, so Mekael, my first question is, can you please tell us what is it about the Pokemon universe or franchise that you are passionate about?
Pash, I love the character designs. If I'm going to be honest, the character designs are awesome. I love well, obviously since I picked Quilava, who's my favorite. I love Quilava, Eevee, and all its transformations. I just love looking at the Pokemon designs particularly because they're just so appealing. And the newest generation, me and my friends send me some of like the new Pokemon, and I was like, yeah, it looks nice. And so yeah.
And that kind of makes sense considering your character is into fashion, like fashion design, and having a good you need a good eye for that. So that kind of makes sense. Mikael, what is it about tabletop gaming that you are passionate about?
This is gonna sound weird, but I like crying in my games. Like when I saw your Mass Effect campaign session 7, oh mamma mia.
Oh,
Drew, shoot, I forgot his name already, but dang it, I cried like a baby
oh,
for
you're talking
that.
about? Are you talking about Dylan?
Yeah, the trans Asari guy, character.
Oh, Drimmy. You're talking about
Jimmy,
Drimmy.
yes.
Yes,
I
yes.
cried like a baby for a while. And I was like, no, how could you guys mess up so badly? Well, it was really cool to watch, but
Yeah, Dylan himself has made me cry in campaigns. It's hard being a GM with him because he makes me cry all the time. So yeah, that's I totally get what you mean by that. Totally, you appreciate the feels.
yes, I love feels. I love another thing I liked um well, obviously the act of role playing because for my other one I said like the Vampire the Masquerade. um it's so much fun. I'm always like chipper before a new session starts and like right before the call starts.
Uh huh.
So even though my character for that campaign isn't well, it's not very good because it's my first one, and I went a little bit crazy with Cyan and the other one I made
Hmm.
because I thought that the new campaign you're gonna do was gonna be Mass Effect, so I made a completely separate character. So when you released the Pokemon one, I was like, ah! So I was screaming, like trying to make Cyan, like I made him in a day. So
Oh, Mikhail, why do you believe that you would be a good player for other people to play with?
well, I'm not. I'm pretty compatible. I can talk to a lot of types of people, and I'm pretty okay with a lot of things. I'm very, very chill, very, very excitable, as obvious. And I do like, even though I do like to cry. I do like to have lots of fun, and I like to make like, even though they're pretty bad at awful jokes, like subjectively they're pretty terrible, like dad joke terrible. Uh, I like to have fun with the people around me. I enjoy that, and so I think that'd be really nice quality
Okay.
because I like I like basically easygoing, likes to have fun. Um, I'm also like very quick to be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry if I've made you mad. Yeah, as my other people from the campaign I'm playing at.
I'm the exact same way. I get very I if anyone's angry at me for some reason, I always need to fix it. Like immediately, it'll keep me awake at night. It'll keep me awake at night if somebody's angry at me. So yeah,
Yeah.
totally get it. Okay, well, by that same extension, then McCall, what do you believe if you're chosen for this campaign? What do you believe will be your biggest challenge as a player, and how do you hope to overcome said challenge?
Oh, a there's I guess I would say there's instead of like a biggest challenge because I consider they're pretty big, but I've been trying to fix them. Like especially with starting with my other campaign, I've been trying to fix them.
Mhm.
Um, sometimes, like, because the other campaign, I don't know when people like start talking, when they stop talking, so I talk at the same time as them and be like,
Mm.
I immediately zip my mouth. But yeah, that's the problem. I've been fixing it. I've been trying to pick up on the hidden cues of social talking. Oh, that sounded bad.
No, I totally get what you mean. I know exactly what you're saying.
And it hasn't happened very often, but a few times my other campaign I'm doing, I did metagame by accident without
Okay.
realizing it. And after I realized it, I was like, dang it.
Yeah.
So that needs to be fixed.
Okay.
And
I'm glad you're honest about it.
yeah, it's a problem.
For this question, you know that this campaign is going to be unique in that you will get to play two characters, one being your own character plus somebody else's Pokemon. So the question is, if you personally could be any non-legendary Pokemon in the franchise, which non-legendary Pokemon would you be and why?
I have to say, like, this is pure aesthetic because I'm that type of person.
Hmm.
I love the um I think it's glacier, like, the ice type transfer evolution of
Hmm.
Eevee. I love
Yes.
it's so pretty, so like he or
Yes.
she or they
Glaceon, I think. Glaceon?
young, they're so
Hmm.
pretty, and
I
I like
agree.
yeah. So that shows how well I play the Pokemon games. I have like only I pick by aesthetic for my Pokemon. So
That I have I don't that's how I buy my cars.
yeah.
I buy my cars. I just like, oh, that's a nice color. Like I don't I think I'm bad when I don't really like pay attention to most of the other stats. I'm like, oh, that's a nice color. I think I'll buy that car. So I'm the same way. So now we're gonna do some role playing. You said that he is already a successful and you said wealthy fashion designer.
Mhm.
So we can do this one of two ways. We can. My goal is to set up a scene where he's interviewing either for a job or for a program. So we could either pretend, hypothetically, this is totally not canon, pretend that he is trying to apply to become a fashion designer for this giant corporation, or we can pretend that he already is a well renowned fashion designer and he's trying to apply to maybe expand his market to a new corporation or a new country or a new program. What would you like to do just for this particular interview? Like, how do you want to set up the scene?
I think I want to do like the first one where he's just like doing it for the
Okay.
first time because hey,
Okay.
why might as well give them a sneak peek of what he was like before,
Okay.
before
Sure.
he became as messed up as he is now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. Okay. So, so we'll say that, in order for him to apply for this fashion designer position, he has to go through a hiring agency. And so Sign, goes to this large building. It's relatively new. The double doors slide open, and in the inside, it's very clean, sort of like a sterile look, with the exception of the fact that there are, it is decorated with posters, very inspirational ones that says, you too can get your dream job. And maybe there's like a bulletin board on the side where they have people can in the community can staple, wanted, help wanted flyers, and you've got your application, and you go up to the gentleman at the front desk, and you hand him your papers. He looks you up and down. He looks at your papers, and by this point, you are wearing a mask. You aren't wearing a mask.
um, his face is just bandaged up. He's wearing very heavy clothes, like a hoodie with some gloves. He's wearing some
Okay.
goggles. He looks really awful.
Okay.
Yeah, not yeah.
The guy at the desk like gives you sort of a double look, and he said, "Did did something? Are you all right, sir?"
I went through some accident and I just wanted to hand in my application and I just want to cover my face because it kind of hurts still. So can I just?
Oh,
Oh,
uh, he said, I'm sorry to hear that. And he looks through your papers, and then he takes a big stamper, and he just goes, puts a stamp approved on the papers, and then he hands the application back to you, and he says, Mr. Sign, you didn't put down a last name.
I don't have one.
You don't. You don't have one. Okay. I guess he then decides to just shrug it off. Mr. Sign, sir, the next step is for you to go through our screening process, pretty much designed to determine if you're the right fit for this job. So if you could just go down the hall that way, and he points to a direction, just go to room 797, and this Madame Vu is the person who will be doing your screening.
797.
That's right, sir.
Okay, and he's gonna turn and walk the direction he pointed in. Um, looking like this. He's gonna be very, very obviously squeamish and scared, and he's
Mm-hmm.
going very like, almost like,
Shuffling?
yeah. He's
Okay.
like, that's how he's
Okay.
walking.
Well, before he gets too far, the gentleman calls out to you and says, "Oh, one more thing, Mr. Sign, sir, just to warn you. This whole screening process, it's new. We're trying this out, and it might seem a bit unorthodox. My suggestion to you, just as a recommendation, is to just go with it. Just go with it.
Okay, and he's gonna continue walking.
You gotta
Uh,
shuffle your way over. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and he's gonna end up going to room 778 and knocking on the door by accident before he's like, oh, oops, and is gonna go one down and then knock on 779.
Or 797.
Oh,
Right. That one.
sorry.
Apparently, you knocked at two incorrect doors before you went to 797. But you finally get to 797, and you realize the reason why you missed it the first two times. You see, this particular door has a folder, like a cardboard folder similar to the type that you would find in a filing cabinet, and written on this folder are the numbers 797, and it's taped to the door. It's actually partly falling off a little bit. The tape is a little bit loose.
He's gonna fix the tape, and
Before
then
you
he's gonna. Oh, sorry.
before you fix the tape, you get closer to it, and you can see that just behind the folder is a nameplate that says janitor.
He's gonna step back a bit, and then he's gonna be like, he's gonna rip off the card, and then he's just gonna look around for the directions to make sure he's in the right place.
You rip off the card, and when you do, one of the people who work at the facility notices and says, "Are you removing Madame Vu's sign?"
No, I'm fixing it, and he's gonna put it back and put on the thing. Then he's gonna knock on the door.
The lady, who had her kind of pull down her glasses when she was trying to reprimand you, she just goes a little like impatiently, and then she puts her glasses back up, and then she continues walking by. And you knock on the door, and you hear a muffled voice behind the door say, "Come in, darling, come in. I've been expecting you." It's a female voice behind the door.
He's gonna open the door. It's gonna be very slow, like a little as he opens the door.
You open the door slowly, and one of the first things that you'll notice as you're opening the door slowly is that there is the scent of incense in the air that's starting to invade your nostrils. It's not off-putting, it's just strong. That's somebody's burning a lot of incense in here. The other thing you notice is that there is the sound of really odd music coming from directly in front of you. And what's directly in front of you is a beaded curtain.
And he's gonna step in very tippy tappy like with his feet, and he's gonna turn there and he's gonna wiggle his hands like this. He's gonna say hi, and he's gonna sit. He's gonna stand there actually.
He'll say hi, and what you see before you is a small room, dimly lit with candles all over the place along the walls. And there's this round table with a crystal ball on it. And sitting behind the table is this dark skinned woman with ostentatious clothing. She's got this purple shawl wrapped around her head, and she's got multiple bracelets, multiple necklaces. She's got very long but well manicured fingernails. And, she's just kind of doing this with her fingers. And the dark skinned woman says, I have been expecting you. I have been expecting to see a sign today.
He's just gonna. Are there any seats down there?
Yeah, there's one seat directly in front of you.
Okay, he's not gonna sit down. He's gonna say, "I like your manicure. It looks really nice."
Oh, thank you, darling. I just had it done earlier this week. There was a discount at the beautician spa. I would highly recommend it to all my friends. Speaking of sign, by the way, thank you for fixing mine just outside the door.
You're welcome. And then
My child, have a seat. Do not be shy.
he's gonna sit down, and he's gonna be a little bit more quicker because he realizes that he's being weirdly slow, and he's gonna sit down and he's gonna prop himself up very, 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 very stiffly.
Okay. No need for you to be nervous. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Madame Vu. Deja'Vu. But you may call me Madame Vu. And I know all, see all, as it pertains to your job. And I will be administering your screening today. Do not be worried. I am only going to ask you a few simple questions. All you have to do is answer them honestly, and everything will be just fine. And she smiles at you with a toothy grin. One of her teeth, by the way, is golden, a gold tooth.
I like your gold tooth.
She says, thank you, dear. I think it suits my smile very well. But let us get on with the screening, shall we? She sits up straight and she breathes in. She places her fingertips down onto the table and she starts making some weird noises. She finally stands rigid with her eyes wide open and she says, I see an underground organization, one that must not be spoken about, that you were a part of. Is this true?
Yes.
And I see that your recent dealings with such an underground facility, underground organization that should not be named, cause some lasting effects on you physically, mentally, socially. Yes?
Yes?
No. The ghosts of the beyond are on fire today. Excellent, excellent. So my question for you, dear, is why do you believe that you are qualified for this position as a fashion designer.
How honest do you want the answer?
Very, please.
Because I'm
It
better than everyone else.
in fashion?
Fashion, fighting, killing. And he's gonna give you a little like um a sample of his like clothing. Like a picture,
Portfolio.
yeah, the portfolio. He's gonna give her the
Oh.
portfolio.
Oh, yes. There is no doubt that you have a good eye for such things. Just like I too was gifted with a good eye for things, not necessarily specifically for fashion. So you say you are excellent in fashion fighting. It's a very bizarre combination, don't you think? How would you explain that to your employer?
Deal with it. It yeah, it's what
I like your spunk, dear. I like it a lot. Wait, wait, wait. I see something else. Something both in your past, present, and future. There is a fire, like what I mentioned. That fire that I saw recently was not the fire of the ghosts of the beyond, but a fire that you have a strong bond to. Do you know what I'm referring to?
no, I don't. Wait, the the quilava?
Yeah,
Wait,
that is it. Yes, that is it. What role, tell me, what role do you think this Quilava will have in such a job that you are applying for?
I don't know. Maybe. Wait, maybe. Wait. Ah, ah. He's probably a stuffed animal. Yeah, a stuffy like a stuff. No, like a stuffy. He stands there, looks pretty. Maybe inspired. Maybe. No, not like stuff him full of stuffing. That's mean and not nice. I think. Wait.
Madame Vu doesn't say a word while your character is saying all these things. She's just kind of sitting there looking you very curiously, and she, her one finger is sort of semi stroking slash scratching her right cheek. And she waits for you to finish your train of thought, and she says, "Final question. I want you to try your best, dear, to dig very deep into your heart and your soul. And I want you to try your very best to answer me this question. What do you deeply hope to get out of this experience if you are hired?"
For people to wear my clothes.
Anything beyond that?
Wait, there's something. I wait. Money comes if lots of people wear my clothes anyway, so that's pointless. Uh, oh, 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 oh. Um, to to have, to have a mask, a nice mask.
Mask. I wonder if it is figuratively or not. Don't answer that. Don't answer that question, she says. I think I think we're done for right now, she says a little mysteriously. Very well. My questions are complete. However, before you leave the premises, I have one more thing that I would like you to do for me. A psychological exercise, if you will. Are you familiar? Tell me, are you familiar with the 3 card tarot fortune?
What's a tarot?
Tarot is a deck of cards that traditionally are used to read one's fortune. Let me explain to you the 3 card fortune. A deck of cards from which 3 different cards are selected. 1 card represents your past, 1 card represents your present, and the last card represents your future. We are not going to do that, believe it or not. Instead, I would like to try to do sort of the reverse. Take this deck, and out of character, Madame Vu will reach down and hand you a deck of cards. Now, these cards is not a deck of tarot cards or playing cards. These cards on each one has a symbol of each of the different Pokemon types. And Madame Vu will continue as you're looking through the cards. She will say, I want you to look through all of these cards, dear. And as you are going through these cards, pick 1 card to represent your past, 1 to represent your present, and 1 to represent your future. And interpret them for me.
I'll take the fire type card. I place it on, push it away from, on the desk. I'll take the dark type. Okay, fairy. Maybe fairy. I'll click.
Okay. Now that you have chosen your 3 cards to the best of your ability, please interpret them for me.
The dark type represents how I don't know anything about myself and will probably never ever learn anything about myself, and I don't ever care about that. Fire type is now because my body is horribly burned. And that makes people very scared of me, which is sometimes good, sometimes really, really bad. Most of the time it's really, really bad, but I put that down. And the fairy type would be me with my clothing, successful because I most likely will be, and maybe some weird things happen. Maybe fun. No, it'll probably be bad and horrible. Wait, will it? I don't know. Wait, oh no. Yeah, there you go. That's my fairy type.
She gives you a final smile and she says, Thank you for your reading, dear. And with that, the screening process is over. And she stamps your document with another approval stamp. And she says, I have one more thing that I need you to do before you leave the premises. Just go right next door. There will be a camera there set up. This video will be sent directly to your prospective employer for your fashion designer position. I just want you to record and give your pitch as to why you should be hired and selected for this job. Okay. Good luck.
He's going to stand up and then walk out, and then he's going to close the door very, very slowly, and then he's going to go next door. Wait, which next? He's going to go first to the right to see if that's the right camera room. Out of character, is it?
It's not.
Okay, sorry. He's going to go to the other room, then he's going to knock and go in. He's going to put down his hood. He's probably going to take off his goggles and unwrap his face. And what his face looks like is horrifying. Completely burned, missing nose, ears almost like part of his head, no hair whatsoever. One eye looks a little like a lazy eye, and pretty grisly. 3rd-degree burns, nasty, scarring everywhere. And he's gonna look into the camera, and he's gonna say, "Is it recording?"
yeah, the gentleman, he's trying to be polite. He's trying to not, react to your appearance, but he clearly is having a hard time trying to be polite. But you're used to this. Like, this is not unusual for you. And he doesn't respond right away because he wasn't fully paying attention. But now he suddenly says, "Yes, it's recording. Go ahead."
At this point, out of character, Sign becomes more steely, more figuratively cold, and he's going to look dead center into, well, as best as he can, considering one eye, into the camera, and he's going to say, "My name is Sign. I do not have a last name. I participate in a fight club. I hit a lot of people, and I tried out being a fashion designer. And I'm really good at it. Better than everyone else. Very much better. And I'll make you a lot of money. And most likely I'll get a lot of money out of it too. So, if you want me to join you, consider it." And that's the end of it. And he starts wrapping up his face again, putting on the goggles, putting up the hood, and he's gonna look at the man. He's gonna say, "Can I go now?"
He kind of looks at you funny, but he nods.
And he's gonna gingerly step out slowly again with the door, and he's gonna walk out. He's gonna see the receptionist from earlier, most likely, and he's gonna say, "Thank you, bye," and he's gonna walk out.